In 1993 on the Fox Kids Network, a show would air that would change the lives of millions forever. Maybe billions, but I'm pretty sure it's millions. Let's talk about it. 1993, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers premiered on the Fox Kids Network, and I cannot tell you how much it changed my life. As you can clearly see behind me, the best way, I think, is just partial of my Mighty Morphin collection. Right here is my Legacy Green White Ranger Morpher. I love this thing to death. It needs some batteries because whenever you turn it on, hold on. Yeah, there it is. I knew. Go, go, Power Rangers. Go, go, Power Rangers. But let's talk about it because it is a show that I think a lot of people say they love Power Rangers, but in reality, do y'all really remember? So Mighty Morphin Power Rangers begins in Angel Grove, following 5 teenagers with attitude. Jason Lee Scott, Zach Taylor, Kimberly Hart, Billy Cranston, and Trini Kwan as they go about their lives. And in the first episode, we see Jason is leading a karate class that Billy is signed up for. Zach is also a martial artist, but this dumpster is opened on the moon by these 2 astronauts, which for my little bitty brain back in the day, I thought that was Bulk and Skull on the moon for a long time. Don't ask me why, but I thought it was Bulk and Skull. So that wasn't Bulk and Skull, yeah. It wasn't Bulk and Skull. But they open the space dumpster. Rita Repulsa comes out with her henchmen, and they're wanting to take over the world because they've been locked up forever. And they're going to start with the nearest planet, which is Earth. And she got some history with Earth and Zordon, our great sage in the sky. He tells Alpha 5, his robot assistant, to contact or get a hold of 5 teenagers with attitude, pretty much. And Alpha finds these random 5 kids all together, mind you, not separate throughout the world, but he goes to one location in Angel Grove and teleports these 5 kids who already are friends. And they become the Power Rangers. I've got proof. So here's Jason Lee Scott. As you can tell, he does return as the Gold Ranger later on. And here is Zach Taylor as the Black Ranger. He never comes back except for once and always. And that's why Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So they decide, at first they were like, no, we're not going to, but you know there's a pull from Jason. He really wants to. Cool, awesome, that's amazing. They fight the putties, they get their butts kicked. They're like, oh, Zordon gave them these power morphers to give us power. Let's do it. And then they morph for the first time, and it's like, Mastodon, Pterodactyl, Triceratops, Saber-tooth tiger, Tyrannosaurus. And they morph and they fight and they become popular all over Angel Grove. And they fight Goldar for the first time of many. And that's Day of the Dumpster. They accept their prize of being Power Rangers. Rita gets defeated, not really, and then we move on to almost 60 episodes. No, 60 episodes to the exact T of season 1. But what happens in those 60 episodes, you're asking? I'll tell you. Filler. It's all filler for the most part. 90s anime style. So we get through about maybe 17 episodes or so, and then we finally meet. Now they get their power weapons and whatnot, some power-ups and whatever. But then they finally meet the man, the myth, the legend, Tommy Oliver. And at this point in time, Rita has been like, I have this Green Ranger coin, the Dragon Zord coin, and I am going to have my own Evil Ranger. And there happens to be, at the same time she's planning, this new young heartthrob comes to Angel Grove for this martial arts tournament. And he's matching Jason pretty well in their fight. And he's walking home one day, and all of a sudden Rita's like, hey, I'm going to abduct a kid. Tommy, I have chosen you. And because he somehow knows who she is. No! Don't get me wrong, I love JDF. I love Power Rangers, but man, that no was like, no! Why? So for the next 5 episodes, we have this evil Green Ranger arc where he basically beats the ever-loving crap out of the Rangers. Pretty much abducting Jason at one point, fighting Goldar, then fighting him, getting released. The Megazord gets shut down. Zordon gets abducted and goes missing. He doesn't get abducted. There's a lot of abduction in Power Rangers. But saying what Sentai this is based off of makes a lot of sense to say there's abduction, because Bandora be doing a lot of stuff over in Zyuranger, but I'm not going to complain. Let's jump back over to Rita, because she's not nearly as bad. Well, kind of. There's a lot of kid issues in season 1 of Mighty Morphin. But I digress. So, they eventually get Zordon back. They eventually defeat the Sword of Darkness. This sword, this is not it. This is the Shogun Megazord sword. But they get this sword. Tommy gets this sword. It makes him stronger. It makes the spell almost not permanent, but it's stronger on him. Anyways, Jason bests him, defeats the sword. Tommy comes back to his senses, joins the team, and then we get this really cool random power-up that we should have known all along, but it is the Mega Dragon Zord. No. Mega Dragon Zord's... No, I'm sorry. It is Dragon Zord in fighting mode. That's what it is. And basically, what it does, it takes the Mastodon, the Triceratops, and the Saber-Tooth Tiger, and combines it with the Dragon Zord, leaving the Pterodactyl and Tyrannosaurus to fend for themselves. And that becomes a common theme with Tommy Zords, at least for seasons 1 and 2. After Tommy's been established, we have a handful of episodes where, it's like these misadventures, like Island of Illusion, and there's Star is Born, and Calamity Kimberly. But then we hit the next important mark. I guess Mark works. The Green Candle. So, for those of you who do not have time to watch 60 episodes of a 90s kids show, I'm telling you, Day of the Dumpster. You can maybe watch some of the other ones in there, but they're not really important. Day of the Dumpster. Cut to... there's one more important one in there. I'll go back to it. Cut to Green with Evil. Watch that 5-parter. Then watch Gung Ho. Gung Ho is important because it puts Tommy and Jason against each other, but we also get introduced to Titanus. And it's also, I believe, when we get the shield, the Red Ranger shield for the first time. So just keep that in mind. Not very important, but it is important because we do get Titanus, which is a Zord partner that they can use to make the Ultra Zord and the Mega Dragon Zord. So back to the Green Candle storyline. Rita is like, look, this has made me mad. This did not go the way I wanted. There is a candle connected to the Green Ranger power. And when it gets down to a certain point, then the power is depleted and Tommy could die. So what we have to do is try to get the Green Candle. So Billy makes this dimension hopping device, which allows him to get to the dark dimension, and I believe it's dark dimension. And then Jason's gonna go in there and get the Green Candle, but then he has to fight Goldar. And when he's about to get the Green Candle, there's a problem because they're also fighting somebody out back in Angel Grove. Tommy's about to lose his life, and Zach is like, either Tommy's gonna die, and there's no point in this, or you're gonna get this candle and there's no point in this. Let's just go help him. End up leaving the candle. Candle burns out, but right before it does, Tommy passes the powers over to Jason, leaving Tommy as a civilian and Jason having the red armor, which is like my favorite. I love the Red Dragon armor so much. It's literally just a Green Ranger shield with the braces and the Dragon Dagger, but I love it. And it also allows Jason to have the Gold Morpher on his belt. And I love the Gold Morpher. The Gold Morpher is so sleek. I prefer it over the silver. I always have. So I always love the fact that Jason has that just on the belt. He doesn't get to morph with it. But, yeah. And then he uses that power up, I think, in the next episode. We have a lot of filler from there. Until we get to the Doomsday, which is this big old event. Rita's got multiple monsters. This is where we get Lokar. He shows up. Big old head in the sky. He shows up. And like everybody has vanished and it's just the Rangers. And this happens again later on too. I will say that. This whole thing of kidnapping people. Abduction, man. Season 1 of MMPR is nothing but abduction. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to lie. I have not watched Doomsday in forever, so I can't remember everything. But I can tell you this. Tommy shows up at the end. Not morphed, just there. But that reminds me, we go to the next big episode or arc, and that is Return of an Old Friend, which is another abduction episode. Can you believe that? So Rita has kidnapped, it's Parents' Day, and Rita has kidnapped all of the parents of Angel Grove. In order to get their parents back, the Rangers have to give up their power coins to Goldar. Well, they give up their powers, and Goldar's like, well, you should have trusted me, and the parents are still abducted. So Tommy shows up at Parents' Day, and he's like, where is everybody? They teleport him to the command center. They're like, hey, we still have the dragon coin. We didn't give him, they didn't ask for it. And Zordon's like, well, Tommy, take this power, and I'll power you up. I'll use my life force. And he becomes a Green Ranger again. He goes back, and he gets the coins, and we end up saving the day. And Tommy is back part-time because Sentai footage and the power is pretty much depleted at that point. And that pretty much is the last big episode of season 1. There are more episodes to the season, but that is really it. That's kind of where it goes, besides character movement that doesn't matter, essentially, because in the next season 3 of the Rangers leave and all their stories are kind of just cut off there. So looking back on it, season 1 is a big waste of time. I'm gonna get attacked for this, but season 1 is a big waste of time. You just gotta watch what I said, Day of the Dumpster, the 5-parter, Gung Ho, so that's 7, the 2-parter of the Green Candle, 2-parter of Doomsday, so we're at 11 now. All of Mighty Morphin season 1 at 13 episodes, and you still get the general the general concept. So unless you really like just going back and watching the camp, you can get through season 1 13 episodes. It also stops you from getting so connected to some of these characters that won't be around after the first half of. So anyways, let me know in the comments below, what do y'all think? And remember, may the power protect you.